Game Up, they make a thirst-quenching adult beverage with a special blend of electrolytes. Currently, 4 flavors: fruit punch, orange, lemon lime, and grape. You can pick those up in a variety 8-pack.
That's right. It's a low-carb drink with only 110 calories per can. So enjoy. Let's get to this week's fight night card. We have a lot more meat on the bone, per se. We got some interesting fights on this one. Chevy, let's talk about it.
This fight is in Saudi Arabia. The main card starts at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's on ABC. So it's showcasing a lot of guys. There's also a lot of very tough to pronounce names on this card. But on the prelims, one you want to keep an eye out for, I believe, is the featured bout in the prelims. Shera Magomedov versus Joltian Lutabak. Magomedov, if you remember, is the redheaded Dagestani guy.
That's what he has with the eye?
He has like one eye, which is... It seems like he can only fight in the Middle East because maybe they have a little bit more lax commissions and stuff. We know Bisping fought all over with one eye, but he was hiding the fact that he had one eye. So
this guy's 12-0, and he's only fought in the UFC one time on a pay-per-view, and it was in Abu Dhabi. So
yeah, he is a kickboxing specialist. Terrible ground game was shown in his UFC debut, but he's very talented on the feet and exciting. So if he works on that takedown defense, he could be a star. I don't know if he's world class, but he could be a star for sure. So keep an eye out on that. And then on the undercard, a couple good fights to keep an eye on. Kelvin Gastelum versus Daniel Rodriguez. That is excellent matchmaking.
Let's do quick picks. I'll go Rodriguez. I love Gastelum, but I'll go Rodriguez.
I think Gastelum, he's back closer to where he was before that, like, Izzy fight really kind of took a bit of his soul. So I'm a big fan of Daniel Rodriguez, but I'm going to pick Gastelum. I'll say decision, though.
Okay.
Close fight.
And Oezdemir? Is it Volkan Oezdemir?
Yeah, Johnny Walker versus Volkan Oezdemir. That's leading off the main card, I believe.
Okay. Who you got?
I'm going to pick Johnny Walker. I think this is just whoever lands a shot first. Johnny Walker can knock out anyone. Oezdemir puts himself in danger because he also is a knockout specialist. So I'm going to say Johnny Walker's faster. He gets it done.
I like Johnny Striker since he's been over there with his team in Ireland there. SBC? Is it SBC? Or?
Yeah.
But I always feel like he's just kind of stepped up a little bit better and he's a little more technical. So since the days of when he first came to the UFC. So I'll go with Johnny as well. I'm going to agree with John that. Yeah, that's it, right? So it's pretty much a 4-fight card. So we got this co-main event and main event, I believe. Then.
Right. Co-main event. Very exciting prospect. Sergei Pavolich versus the grizzled vet, Alexander Volkov.
Okay. Volkov, 37-10, 24 KOs, 4 subs, 9 decisions. Important to note, though, he's won 3 in a row. All 3 have been finishes. So here's a guy who's been around for a long time, and he's got a bit of a hot streak again, too. So good to see. Sergei, though, this guy, I love Sergei. 18-2, 15 KOs, 3 decisions, 6-2 in the UFC. Forget about all his wins, even his losses. Everything ends in the first round with this guy.
Right.
All right. He's an exciting fighter. At the end of the day, I think his power is just too much for Volkov at this stage of the game. Volkov, if he can extend this to the later rounds, it'll be interesting. But I got Sergei here, first round knockout.
Yeah, Volkov has beat a lot of big punchers, but I have to say I'm leaning slightly towards Sergei for the KO just by he's so vicious in that first round. So I know Volkov's tall, but he does get hit. So I think Sergei just goes out there, rushes him. Now, if he doesn't knock him out in the first round, I could see Volkov, by accumulation, landing a few shots, and he does hit hard as well, as does everyone at heavyweight. So he could do the same thing that Tom Aspinall did, land that heavy shot and knock him out. But I'm going to pick Pavlovich by first round KO.
Okay.
All right, let's get into this main event. Robert Whittaker stepping up against Ikram Aliskerov.
And before I get started, I'm going to acknowledge these comments here. Aliskerov has got some fans in here on Twitter here with Mo. We got KO's Whittaker, and then Mo again on YouTube, I guess. So, but basically, he said he'll kill Whittaker wherever he wants. And this is the one I thought was extremely chinny and hasn't got a finish in a year. Yes, Alva has a double weight cut, but it's written in the stars for this kid. Now, it's interesting. I'm not gonna disagree with what you're saying about the chinny aspect of it, but the thing about Whittaker is he has always shown a great resilience here. But let's get into the stats, and I'll give you my prediction here. Aliskerov, 15-1, 6 KOs, 5 subs, 4 decisions. He's on a 7-fight win streak, 2-0 in the UFC, both finishes. Whittaker, 25-7, 9 KOs, 5 subs, 11 decisions. Important to note, though, he's 2-2 in his last 4 fights. Those losses are to current champ DDP and former champ Israel Adesanya. So best of the best are the ones who are beating him. I like Whittaker a lot. I was very impressed with Aliskerov's fight with Jared Cannonier. To be able to do that with Cannonier, even though I thought that, the decision was premature, I thought they called it a little early. I hadn't seen anyone put Jared Cannonier in that kind of danger. That being said, I'm going to pick Aliskerov round 3. But if this goes late and he survives, I like Whittaker in the later rounds.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Ikram versus anyone remotely close to the level of Bobby Knuckles, so It's hard to pick with any confidence for sure. I'm going to pick Whittaker by decision because his strength of schedule, but I do believe that Aliskerov is quite good. His only loss being to Chimaev, which we know what Chimaev is capable of, but we'll know exactly where he is after this fight. I don't know if I agree with the fact that Bobby Knuckles is chinny. I mean, he did get rocked by DDP, who is a power puncher, and then he got rocked by a wheel kick from Paulo Costa. So
I'm confusing my fighters here. I'm an asshole too. I was scared to not fight Jared Cannonier. I was just thinking about that. Okay. Never mind what I said then. I'm going to go with Whittaker as well because, strength of schedule. Not to say that Aliskerov, this won't be his coming out party, but we're going to have to see it first.
Right. We just haven't seen him against anyone near this level. So if he wins, I think you got to rocket him to a title shot. But
going with recent fight, the second weight cut.
No, he was supposed to be scheduled to fight on Saturday last week, so he had to do a weight cut for that and then got pulled early. So
that's what's throwing me off here.
And then has to fly all the way to the Middle East. So
well, that'll be interesting. What a fucking chance. I mean, if you can do this and put him out, I mean, hey, I think it's a good fight. I'm very interested. Great opportunity for him. We'll see what happens.
If he is going to win, it will be by KO though. So
if you haven't tried Game Up, then you are missing out. Imagine your favorite seltzer and your favorite sports drink had a baby, but it's way better than that. Each can is 110 calories, low carb, 4.9 ABV. It's a nice light drink that is not light on flavor. Game Up comes in fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, and grape. Pick it up at drinkgameup.com or at your nearest liquor store.